Hey everyone, welcome back to The Evil Within. Last episode I was kind of discussing about the idea of having fun versus winning. And I think it was a bit of a word salad, but me trying to describe what I was talking about. Probably, ultimately people play games for different reasons. Like, you look at some of the professional players, and they play on hours on end to become the best. Though, but like, that's the thing that's different, right? Like, for me, I don't think I'd have a good time doing that, but some people legitimately love the idea of pushing themselves that far to become the best. And that's completely okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, he's still alive. Hello. He is no longer alive. Okay, notice how we can't do that. And just go show people are, you know, some people are more competitive than others. Like, I would largely call myself a pretty uncompetitive person. Or some people like the thrill of competition more than I do, and it's like, well, thank you for the trivial statement. But like, even consider something like StarCraft, which is a pretty competitive game, I play it less so that like I can beat people online, more for the fact that I like the idea of seeing large armies battle large armies. Like, that's always been interesting to me, even as a kid, and that's why I play stuff like that. And like, and I will say, like, the thrill of beating someone like head to head feels great, and that's not something I think you can get from single player games. Like, don't get me wrong, single player games are awesome. Like, I'm having a great time playing this right now, but I don't get the same kind of excitement I do from playing this game as I do is like playing a game of StarCraft in a 1v1 setting and then beating someone. Like, that feels pretty good. I'm not saying that everyone needs to go out and have that experience, but, and I think they're also just ultimately unique. Like, you know, I'm playing The Evil Within right now, and I'm having like this great time. Like, it's like, you know, I'm learning about the story, the plot. Like, there's more that this game can offer. Not more. It offers different things than StarCraft does.
Gotta be a way to get up there somehow.
All right. Then we shall get up there somehow. Whoa, no. That could have been instant death for us. And he's gone. Like, for example, like, from StarCraft, like, yes, I get the thrill of, like, having large armies battle large armies, and then, you know, I have, like, the unit control. Like, and it's an RTS game, so it's real-time strategy. There you go. Hey, we want this. So, like, ultimately, like, it's just a different experience, whereas for this, you know, it's like, well, it's kind of like survival horror. There's a plot, there's characters. Like, I've really started to come to really like Sebastian. I'm like, hey, like, this guy's a cool man. And that's great. And you don't quite get that experience from playing, say, StarCraft. So I think they offer different things. And, you know, it depends what you're into. Like, I know, well, me personally, I don't know anyone who plays just single-player games. Most of my friends, like, they play competitive games to at least a degree. And I think, like, that's more popular this day and age than it was back in the day. Whereas, you know, what was I saying? Well, maybe, like, it might just be, like, I don't have the right social circle, right? I only ever have my frame of reference, so I might say, well, I don't know many people who play single-player games, or, like, exclusively single-player games. But, like, it might just be that my social circle, like, we just don't play those games, you know? Whereas, like, you might be watching this, like, yeah, actually, all of my friends, like, they play single-player games. Like, that's all they play. And that's great, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think, I was gonna say society as a whole, and that's kind of like, well, no, like, that implies that there's, like, this huge paradigm shift, you know, as like, everyone is going from point A to point B, whereas I think I more want to say, oh, okay. As far as gaming is concerned, I think more developers are doing single player, or sorry, multiplayer games. Like, that seems to be like more of the norm. Not saying that single player games are going anywhere or on their way out, but I mean, actually, even use this game as an example. Like, The Evil Within 2 came out just recently, and I'm like, wow, like a really big dedicated single player experience. Like, we don't actually, I think, get a lot of those. At least not as frequently. Like, you know, we still have like The Witcher 3, but I think they're becoming more and more sparse because I think for games, we're moving more towards like games as a service. And which, what I mean by that is like companies are trying to get their games to be longer lasting, and we don't want people to be playing them for years. This is gonna be good. Yeah, I'm not even gonna take the risk. I'm gonna burn that. So, like, StarCraft 2 came out in 2010. It's 2017 right now, and they're still pushing like microtransactions, small updates, because they like. I've been playing that game for 7 years, and I think they want me to be playing for like at least another 7 more years, right? Instead of, you know, oh, like we make a game and then we're gonna have a sequel that comes out a few years later. And I think part of the reason why we've been seeing that is because it's partly because maybe because people's interests have been shifting that way. And one thing I want to say right now, like this is just my musings. Like I don't know if I'm right or wrong. Like this is me just like spitballing right now. Like I obviously have no idea. These are just like theories at best, but please don't take them with a grain of salt. Or sorry, take them with a grain of salt. That's what I meant to say. I'm wondering if games as a service is more profitable because you know if they have like microtransactions and people keep, you know, spending money on the game, but also it's more. All right, we gotta be careful. I don't know, man. Okay, we're fine. Bird. Ho ho ho! He did a flip. Pretty good. Alright, we're gonna disable this if we can. And if you think about it, so they're more profitable because you keep bringing people in because you keep spending money. Because I think part of it because multiplayer games are. I wonder in some cases if they're more dynamic. So, I've been playing StarCraft 2 for 7 years. It's been mostly like matchmaking, but like it feels different each time I play a game because like, you have the human versus human elements, which is pretty cool. Like that kind of almost ensures that each game is unique. Whereas if you look at The Evil Within, yes, like I could play this for 7 years, but I feel like once I've played through the main game, I've got most of the experience. Whereas like for an online game, it's like okay, well, I don't think we can get in there. At least not yet. That looks lovely. That looks incredibly lovely. So lovely. Every time I play a game of StarCraft 2, it's like I can do different builds, I can do different strategies. Like there's so much I can do to keep the game unique. Journal of Sebastian Castellanos, December 20th, 2012. No word from Myra since I received the packet. I'm afraid to take this evidence to my superiors. What Myra is suggesting is horrifying and may reach the corridors of powers beyond my reach. But the evidence she provides enough to convince me that Lily's death was not an accident. They finally accepted that Myra has a missing persons case, but refused to involve me. They say it's because I'm family, but I think they consider me a suspect. The investigation has stalled, but for the sake of my family, I will continue the investigation on my own. There we go. So, I think we will upgrade... Well, how much gel do we have? I don't actually know. I don't actually know how much we have. So, Long Pori... Oh boy, I am tripping over my words today. Long story short, I think it's... Single-player games aren't as lucrative as they once were. Like... I think you can still profit... Have I forgotten something? Huh.
Missing, but she's
right there. Tatiana. Oh, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce her last name. Nurse at Beacon Mental Hospital disappeared while working the late shift. No evidence of her ever having left the building. That's unsettling. We're gonna actually spend that key that we have, and then I'm gonna save and end the episode. And I'll try to remember to continue my thought on single player games thereafter, because I think I have more to say. If I haven't already said things about them. Ooh, rifle bullets. That's a lot of rifle bullets, FYI. Awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to end the episode here, so thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!